Hey, here's my final four, fellas. Claybon and Jones-Drew. I'd like you to react to this. I update it every week. And I've had to make a change. My preseason pick, Chiefs, Seahawks, now looks a lot better than it did 6 weeks ago. But no Jamal Charles. I think Justin Houston, I'm trying to read the tea leaves, but I don't think he's coming back. Rand Getlin says it's not clear what's going on with him. If they don't have their best defensive player and their best offensive player, how far can they realistically go as well as they're playing? So I'm adjusting it to be Steelers, Patriots, which would basically complete the circle of the season since that's how it started. And then on the other side of things, even without Honey Badger, I think they're going to try and rise up. But team people are sleeping on is the Packers. Nobody's talking about the Packers at all. And I know that you and Bucky say they're not physical enough to get through January, but it is one of those things that the team that's always supposed to do it, Packers are always one of the teams that's supposed to get there. This year, nobody's talking about them, but they might end up as high as the second seed here. Anyway, react, Maurice.
Shek, I thought you put Kansas City in there.
I did, but I just explained why I don't know that I can stick with that.
I think Kansas City is a team that we don't talk about with depth. They have a ton of depth. They have a first-round backup outside linebacker in D4 who rushes the passer. I think he got 3 sacks against the Chargers a couple weeks ago. Came back, did a great job against Baltimore. You talk about Charkandrick West, Spencer Ware at the running back position, along with Niles Davis. And I try to tell people, sometimes you always talk about that Ewing theory, right? Sometimes when that major piece goes away, other pieces step up. Jeremy Maclin's playing lights out right now because they need that threat. He's starting to show up. And they don't have to give the ball to Jamal Charles on all these different downs. So to letting other guys go, you need Travis Kelce to play a little bit better. He starts playing better. They have a chance. And you have a quarterback that would rather check the ball down than turn the ball over. That's the key in playoff football. When you have a quarterback that wants it, there's a gunslinger, and everybody wants a guy that's going to try to fit it in tight windows, you throw picks in the playoffs.
Nobody seems to be acknowledging that he is pushing it a little bit downfield, but the interceptions aren't on the rise. Alex Smith is still taking care of the ball, but he's actually, the offensive is slightly more dynamic. When you say Niles Davis, if I would tell you that Jamal Charles would go out, but then they would go on a win streak, you would say, wow, Niles Davis must be dynamite. He hasn't even touched the field. That's what's crazy. Where did the other two guys come from?